today I'm flying to Chicago, the third largest city in the United States. My goal is to arrive there, figure out how to get into the city, try Chicago's famous pizza, and explore the city for the very first time. When I was in the US last year, I got tons of comments from you telling me that the best city in America is actually Chicago. So now I want to find out if that's actually true. The thing is, I honestly don't know what to expect. Most people outside the US only ever talk about New York, Los Angeles or Miami, yet so many Americans say Chicago is actually the better city. So today I want to find out for myself what Chicago is really like and whether it might be even better than New York, which has been my favorite city in the US so far. So join me and let's find out. Okay, and here we are inside the airport in Taipei, Taiwan, where we are starting our journey. And yeah, since Taiwan is literally on the other side of the world, I have quite a long journey ahead of me. 14 hours from here to Chicago. Okay, and here's our plane. Boarding starts. Touching the plane again. Good luck. Hello.
Turn right, please.
Turn right? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm looking for seat 7K. Last row. Okay, I think this is a good spot for the next 14 hours. And yeah, look at that. We have the Chicago skyline here. I'm not very wrong right now. And my hotel is located right here somewhere in the center. So we're going to see all these buildings later in the video. I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm not really looking forward to this flight because, yeah, it is 8 p.m. now. So we have an overnight flight. But then the challenge is that we also arrive in the evening at 9 p.m. in Chicago. So the worst thing I could do actually would be to sleep on this flight, because then I would arrive like not tired at all, and then it's evening time and then my sleep rhythm would be completely destroyed. So what I actually plan to do is this morning I slept very long, I didn't set an alarm, and I plan to stay awake at least the majority of this flight so that when I arrive in Chicago I will be tired, I can go to bed right away and then I will have a normal sleep rhythm. But let's see if that will actually be possible. Okay, and we are in the air, and yeah, like I said already earlier, Chicago has been the most recommended city to visit in the US by you in the comment section when I was in the US last year. And yeah, during my research about the city now, I came across many positive comments, but also some negative comments. Let me read you some of the comments I came across. Chicago is way cleaner and more beautiful than New York. I've lived in both cities. Chicago wins every time, much better vibes. And Chicago is America's best city, you are going to love it. So these are very positive comments. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see if it's actually more beautiful and cleaner than New York. But yeah, I also came across some negative comments. For example, be careful, Chicago has some rough neighborhoods. Chicago is great, but the crime problem is real. And everyone talks about the skyline, but nobody talks about how dangerous parts of the city can be. And yeah, I actually also read some articles calling Chicago the murder capital of the US. So yeah, seems like not every part of the city is really safe. So I wonder if I will actually feel safe there as a tourist. So we will also see that later. And yeah, I'm also going to show you exactly how much money I'm spending in Chicago. So if you're traveling there yourself, you know what to expect. And yeah, there are some iconic spots in Chicago that I definitely want to visit. For example, the famous Chicago Theater, the start of the famous Route 66, the Millennium Park. I definitely also want to try the famous Chicago deep dish pizza. And I also want to see the Chicago River with the beautiful skyline in the background. Okay, and I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we almost arrived. It's about 19 minutes to go. And yeah, when I look out of the window, I can see the United States already. But the bad news is I was not able to stay awake during the whole flight. However, I only slept for about 3 hours, so it wasn't a proper sleep. So at the moment I feel alright, not super tired. Probably also because I feel excited to finally arrive. But I hope that as soon as I arrive at my hotel, I will then able to have a proper sleep and a regular sleep rhythm. And yeah, the overall flight experience here has been great, and now I'm looking forward to touchdown in Chicago. Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye. And we have arrived in Chicago, USA. Let's see what the arrival process will be like here. And here we are. Welcome to Chicago. Let's see if I actually will be allowed to enter the country. And we have a huge American flag over there. Look at that. And an empty arrival hall. That's a good first sign. Hopefully it goes quick. Whew. And happy days. That was the fastest immigration process I ever had when entering the US. I was in the US. This is my 4th visit to the US in the past 12 months. And every time before this time, the immigration process always took quite a while. I remember last year in New York, I think it took about 45 minutes to get through immigration. So I was expecting something like that here as well, to be honest. But yeah, this was literally like, I think 2 minutes. One person in line ahead of me. And now I have to collect my luggage. There was an announcement that our luggage will be at carousel number 7, which is this one right here, but hasn't arrived yet. And yeah, to be honest, now I feel like I'm getting tired. Like this was a long journey to get here. I only slept for 3 hours. And yeah, I also checked Google Maps already. It's about half an hour right now from here to the city center where I'm staying. So we're gonna wait for my luggage and then we figure out how I can actually get into the city. Probably it will be taxi or Uber. And happy days, that was not too much waiting time. Maybe around 5, 6, 7 minutes in total. And now let's go to the arrival hall. And then I need to find an ATM, I need some cash. And then we figure out how to get a ride into the city. Okay, recheck. I think if you have a connecting flight, then you can check in here for the next flight. But yeah, I don't have a connecting flight, so I'm gonna leave these metal doors right here, exit, and here we are. And I have to say, that was the smoothest arrival process I ever had into the United States. Very easy, very straightforward, no waiting times, good impressions. Okay, but now the question is, where can I find an ATM? I remember also from my previous visits to the US, finding an ATM at the arrival hall is not easy. Check-in, terminals, rental cars, Kiss and Fly. What is that? Anyone can explain that in the comments? What is Kiss and Fly? Metro? Maybe that's the metro here. Pace, trains, buses, rideshare. I think I'm gonna take an Uber. But first, I want cash. Where can I find an ATM? Yeah, remember when I arrived in Los Angeles last year for the first time, there was also no ATM inside the arrival hall. You know what? I'm too tired now. I just want to get to my hotel. I don't think I need cash to get to my hotel. Also, I still have US dollar on me if I really need some. So I think, rideshare, I think I need to go up. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the ATM hunt tomorrow then, after I had a proper rest, and I'm sure there are ATMs somewhere in the city as well. Alright, I have just been told I need to go to Terminal 2 to get an Uber, so I'm taking the train. Alright, and about 5 minutes later, and we are now in Terminal 2. The terminal I arrived at was Terminal 5, and now let's see if I can find the Uber pickup zone. And yeah, it's always funny how traveling through so many different time zone works, right? So I left Taipei Tuesday evening 8 p.m. and here I am now in Chicago Tuesday evening 9 p.m. So it's like I almost lost no time, but I actually traveled halfway around the world. We have a sign up there, rideshare pickup zones, use exit doors 2A until 2E. Okay, so you can find signs for that, that's easy. And yeah, this is another check-in area here now. So if you want to fly out of Terminal 2, that is what it's looking like. Now I already forgot what I just said. Which exit doors do I have to use? I said it a minute ago, not even a minute ago. What did I say? Do you still remember what I just said? Door 2E, I think. Happy days. There's a sign again, rideshare pickup. So let me get out my Uber app. I don't see any yellow taxis here, like the iconic ones in New York. Not sure what color the taxis here in Chicago have. Maybe we're gonna find out later, but yeah, let me check Uber. Okay, it's about half an hour from here to the city center. I just checked Google Maps and the price is 57 euro. That should be about 65 US dollar. Yeah. I'm back in the United States. Everything is more expensive here. Confirm your pickup location. Terminal 5. No. Terminal 2. Here we go. Okay. Zone 2E. Here we go. And I'm having a comfort ride, by the way. If I would have taken the regular car, it would have been about $10 less. And I do have a driver. He's here in 3 minutes. All right. And I think that's my ride. 13. Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Okay, right?
Yes, I am. I'm so much looking forward to my hotel and my bed. Let me tell you that. Good evening.
How was your flight?
Pretty long. I'm pretty tired.
Oh, okay. Hilton Garden Inn, right?
Yeah, right. It's in an area called the Loop, right?
Yes.
That's the downtown area?
Yes.
Okay. Whew, my first time in Chicago.
Oh,
I'm
where
excited
are
to
you
be
from?
here. I'm from Germany.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
From Georgia. Ah, Eastern Europe.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I've never had an American Uber driver in the USA. Is that possible? I think all my Uber drivers so far here in the States have been from all over the world.
Yeah, because that's people working in Uber when they making first steps in US.
It's like an easy job to get in and to start. Yeah, easy to start. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have this sign there, Chicago Loop. It's the most famous area here in the city, right?
Yeah, that's the city center.
The city center. Is it true that some areas are also pretty dangerous here? I heard about that.
Yeah, but not city center.
The city center will be safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I read somewhere that Chicago is the murder capital of the US. That sounds pretty scary.
Depends which area. For example, couple neighborhood like suburbs. For example, the north suburbs where I live, it's super safe. But the south side, Chicago, is one of the dangerous neighborhood in the US.
In the US, okay. So maybe I'm avoiding that area then.
Yeah, of course, because at night.
Yes, thank you very much for the ride. Appreciate that. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, and here we are in downtown Chicago. And yeah, it's always so fascinating for me to be in big cities like this, especially in the US where you have all the skyscrapers around you. And that was, yeah, quite exactly half an hour ride. And whew, I'm very tired now, but I'm also getting hungry, so let me check in. I'm staying at the Hilton Garden Inn. And yeah, the hotel prices here in the US as usual are a bit on the higher side. I'm paying about $300 per night here, so let's see what that gets us here in downtown Chicago. Hello, good evening. Alright, check-in completed and I want to get a little snack, so let's see what they have here. We have, yeah, the usual stuff, chocolate, crisps, snacks, drinks. Maybe I'm getting a wrap, buffalo style chicken wrap. I'm not sure what buffalo style means, but I'm happy to give it a try. And maybe this, and then maybe another water, even though I have water in the room already. And then we have ice cream here. This looks... Can I heat the food up here?
Yes.
The microwave is here.
You do have a microwave in your room as well. Just
Oh really? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, then let me get this one as well. Sausage, egg and cheese on a biscuit. That sounds interesting. Do I pay that here?
we can charge it to the room.
So you don't need to scan it?
Nope, no
Okay,
scanning. Just charge it to the room.
And I do have a microwave in the room, so I
Yes.
can heat it all up.
Definitely, yes,
Perfect.
sir.
Alright, then thank you very much for the check-in. Oh, that was a very friendly check-in experience, I have to say. I also just met a very chatty and friendly American in the elevator. Americans are always so chatty and so much up for small talk, you know? Okay, and then this is the bedroom. I don't know why I have two beds, but that's fine with me. They both look like queen-sized beds. Oh, it's a soft bed. I love soft beds. Here we are. Oh, this feels so good after such a long journey. But yeah, I'm very excited to explore the city. Tomorrow we have a full day ahead of us. We're gonna check out all the famous sites, try the famous pizza here. So see you tomorrow. Alright, and here we are, and oh, I have to tell you what happened yesterday after I checked in. So you remember I bought these as snacks in the lobby, and one of these snacks was actually frozen. So I wanted to heat it up in the microwave, and the microwave even had an option for frozen food. So I just pressed the button, and then it was like 6-7 minutes. So I thought, oh, okay, the microwave will know how to cook frozen food in the microwave. So I just let it be. I went to the bathroom, I wanted to take a shower, and suddenly there was the fire alarm going off. I ran out of the bathroom and the whole room was filled with smoke coming out of the microwave. Okay, what a arrival here. So they gave me this fan now to blow out all the smoke from the room, because the hotel is full, they don't have another room. Window is open and the door over there is also open, so there's wind blowing through the room now, and hopefully all the smoke will be out soon. So yeah, that happened yesterday after my check-in experience. I was pretty woken up again after the alarm and all this chaos. But yeah, I went to bed then and I only slept for about 4 hours. I actually woke up this morning at 4 AM again. Yeah, jet lag is definitely there. But nevertheless, let's explore this interesting city here. The first interesting thing I see, look at these two skyscrapers there. Actually, I see cars parked in there. It looks like a parking house for cars, but the shape of the building is very interesting, right? And yeah, we have these huge skyscrapers all around. And I want to take the metro now to another area not far from here. And then from there, we start exploring and yeah, finishing our Chicago bucket list for today. And yeah, one quick tip how you can save money while traveling and how you can travel less stressful. So one of the biggest issues that we face as a traveler when arriving in another country is how to get connected to the internet. And that has always been a huge hassle before there were eSIMs. Nowadays I always use eSIMs in every country I travel to. An eSIM is basically a digital SIM card that you can install to your phone even before you start the journey, and then you are able to connect right away the moment you arrive. And personally I always use Olafly. They have over 200 destinations available. Setting up their eSIM literally takes 1 minute only. They also have 24/7 customer support available, and what I really like about them is that they have many data plans available with unlimited data. And what is new with Olafly are the Olafly plans, which is basically a monthly subscription that gives you global data. And since I have that plan, I don't even have to install a new eSIM every time I fly to another country. And they also have a new always on feature, which gives you 1 GB backup data in 70 plus destinations, which works after your eSIM already expired or before you even start using it. So if you have an upcoming trip, I highly recommend to get an Olafly eSIM as well. And if you do want to check them out, you can use my link in the description or in the pinned comment. And by using that link, you can get an exclusive discount, which you can also get by simply applying the code CANABROAD at checkout when purchasing an Olafly eSIM either on their app or on their website. Just make sure to use my code CANABROAD and then grab an Olafly eSIM to travel stress-free. Okay, two things can we see here. First of all, I think the metro is basically a train running above here. So it's not really underground, at least not in this part of the town. Oh, there's a red light here, but I think I don't have to wait here actually. Okay, now it's green anyway. But what is actually more interesting now is the Chicago Theater here. One of the most famous and iconic places here in the city. I actually think this is one of the oldest theater in the whole country. And yeah, I definitely wanted to see it from the outside because yeah, this is a very iconic photo spot as well here in the city. Maybe actually let me see if I can have a better view from the other side. And yeah, if you have a look on Google Maps at this theater, it actually looks pretty beautiful. Actually, can we go inside to have a look? I'm not sure if I can go inside here. No, I don't think so. Probably only when it opens in the evening. But oh yeah, you can see here the legendary Chicago Theater celebrating 90 years. I'm not sure how old this picture is, but yeah, the place is definitely older than 90 years by now. We definitely need to get an iconic photo in front of it, in front of the sign. Unfortunately, there's all construction site going on here now, so it doesn't look as beautiful as usual, right? But I think from over there I can get a nice shot. Actually, here it's good. So if I get myself on the frame now, then here we are. We are in Chicago, as you can read on the sign up there. Oh, beautiful old historic sign. I can imagine it looks also pretty cool in the evening. But yeah, places like this, you have a quick look and then that's it. So let's see if we can find the metro. Actually, I think the metro station must be over there because yeah, I want to take this train that is not below the ground but above the ground. Also, this thing must be very old. At least it looks like it's like 100 years old, which I think it actually is. Oh, that was loud. Which I think it actually is. But how can I use it? Excuse me. How can I ride the train here? Where's the station?
See it right there?
Over there? Yeah. Ah, I see it up there. So do I just go over there and then I can enter the station?
Yeah, there'll be entrance, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Alright, so we have to walk down the road here now. We can see the train up there already now. Yeah, looks actually similar to the metro in New York, I think. Like the train itself, I think looks pretty much the same. Alright, and here's the station. And yeah, the train is running up there, but I don't see one at the moment. But my guess would be that they run quite frequently, because yeah, this is literally the city center of Chicago. Alright, enter here for train. So how can I get a ticket? Oh, guess not everyone is using tickets here. Do I need to get a ticket here? Single trip. Yeah, I only want a single trip. One ticket. Cash or... Oh, you know what? We totally forgot to go to an ATM. I don't even have cash yet. But I guess I can use my credit card. Okay, I want to pay with card. Please offer your payment method. Okay, but we have to tap it here? No? Can't tap my phone. Okay. Not sure why. Maybe can I just tap the phone on here? If I remember correctly, when I was in New York, I read some comments from you that I can actually just tap my card here. No, it doesn't work. Stop. See staff for help. Is there staff here? No. Maybe it works here. No, it says your card can't be used with Google Pay at this place. Okay, maybe let me try to get a physical credit card then. Maybe it works. Okay, using my physical card now. Card not read. No. Stop. See staff for help. I can't enter the metro station. What's going on here? There's no staff here to help. Let me try this again. Single ticket, one ticket, pay with card. Oh, it's very loud here when the train is running by. Remove card from reader. Please enter zip code. Zip code? Why do I need my zip code? Okay, I just entered a random number. Didn't work. This is literally crazy. Okay, you know what? I think what we are doing now is we are going to look for an ATM first, because we can't use the metro. Let's see if it works with cash. Okay, there's actually a US bank right next to the metro station. Okay, so let's see if I can get cash here in Chicago. And I need some cash now. So, card is inside. Welcome. Hello, glad you're here. Oh, thanks for having me. Okay, pulling up your information. Okay, that sounds good. US bank. By the way, if you're watching this from America, let me know what is the best bank to use in America. Okay, how much money do I want? Let's get 200. Oh, I can even choose the bills that I want. That is pretty cool. Let's get 20s, 5s. $1 bills are also good to have. And one more. Okay, that is actually a pretty cool option. I've never seen that somewhere else before in the world. That you can choose which bills you want. That is pretty helpful. The $3.50 fee. Okay. Oh, and that's the sound I like to hear. The sound of the US dollar. Right, and here we go. US dollar with, I think, George Washington on here. Alright. Okay, and here I am back at this machine. Single ticket. Insert cash. Okay, let's put the cash inside. Do you want the receipt? No. Your ticket has been issued. Where's my ticket? Ah, down here. Okay, that was quite a hassle to get this ticket. So how does it work now? Oh, okay, here we go. I can finally enter the metro station. Okay, let's hope I don't lose this ticket. So which side, which line am I on? That is a good question. This is the station name I want to go to, Adams. I actually think it's only one station. We are here in Washington Station now and Adams, so I need to go to... Oh no, Adams Station seems to be on every line, to be honest. So does it not matter which line am I taking? And I want to take the green one, because I like the color green. Because of my favorite football or soccer team, Werder Bremen. Actually, what's the difference? If I want to take a different line, isn't it all the same train here? Like, how can I see the difference? Excuse me, I want to go to Adams Station. Is it this direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one station, right? Okay, thank you. Alright, what I notice here, there are no gates. Like, what is stopping people to fall on the tracks? You know, in Asian countries, you always have gates at metro stations like this. But I guess they're trusting the people here more. I know, this is such a cool view. The old style metro cruising through the high rises here. Here is the train. But I have to say, there's a strong smell of a certain green plant in the air. So I guess it's actually legal here in Chicago. Okay, and here's the train. Let's enter. Alright, here we go. And yeah, this part of the metro system is actually called the loop, I think, because it basically loops around the city center, but then you can also take many different lines in all types of directions. Okay, first impression here. It looks a bit cleaner compared to the metro I've taken in New York City, but the train itself actually looks, I would say, almost identical to the one in New York. And yeah, we're literally like one floor above the main road down there.
This is Adamson Walk.
Oh. That was it already? That was like a 20-second ride. I think I actually could have walked that distance as well. But yeah, I like this experience of actually taking the metro for the first time here. Alright, here we are. Okay, that was a quick and easy ride, but let's see how I can actually leave the station. Oh, check it out. Is there another floor on top? Huh. That is interesting. No, it's just could cross to the other side. There's not a second floor, not another train, but if you want to leave the station at this side, which actually I want. And actually we do have a pretty cool view here again. Check it out. Wow, what an American view, I would say. These old school trains in the, how to say that in English? Hochhausschluchten, as I would say in German. Oh, the skyscrapers around us. That is a pretty cool shot right here. Oh, can I just leave through these doors? Maybe I don't even need my ticket again. Oh yeah, here we are. Oh, that was a very cool experience. Just the beginning was a bit confusing that my card couldn't work. And I actually think that the next famous spot that we want to visit is just around the corner here. Oh man, and look at this, a typical yellow American school bus. Wow. Actually the door is open now. I would love to go inside. Oh. I feel like so much like a tourist again, like a tourist mode. First time being in America, although this is not my first time, but you know what I mean? These buses look so cool. Wow. Is it actually like If you grew up in America, if you're an American, did you actually drove these buses to school every single day, or is it only like a few schools actually use them? Not everywhere in America you have them. Because in Germany, like every village, every city has different buses and also different school buses, so they don't look the same everywhere. Actually, there's somebody inside. Oh. Hello, could I ask you a question? Ah, she has to open the door. Hello.
Hi.
I'm a tourist from Germany, and I saw these school buses so many times in movies before. I've never been inside such a bus. Would it be maybe possible to have a look inside? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Do every schools in the USA use these buses?
Most.
Or is it only like a few?
Most.
Most. So if you grew up in America, chances are high that you took these buses as a kid?
Yes, unless you've lived close enough to your school.
And then you can walk.
So you can walk.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I saw them so many times in movies before. We don't have these buses in Germany.
Okay.
For example, do you know the movie Forrest Gump?
Yes.
One of my favorite movies.
Yes.
They also ride these buses in the beginning of the movie when Forrest is still a child. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm actually looking for the Road 66 sign, the start. Do you know where that is? Somewhere around here, right?
It could be.
There's this park over there, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it is.
Okay, I'll have a look around. Well, thank you so much for letting me in here.
You're welcome.
Are you actually a bus driver?
I am.
So you're taking a break now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, lovely to meet you. Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, okay, have a good day. Right, that was very cool and random. My first time being inside a yellow bus in America. Okay, and here we are. Ah, there is the sign actually already. I don't need to ask anyone, because here we have the famous start of the famous Route 66, Ruta 66. I don't know what is Ruta, or is this in Spanish maybe? I think it's Spanish here. Wow. And you know why I really love seeing this spot? Because maybe you remember my Los Angeles video from about a year ago, where we actually visited the end of this Route 66. This Santa Monica Pier is also the end of the famous Route 66. You can see the sign here, 66, end of the trail. So now we have seen the start. Oh, noisy ambulance sounds. Oh. It's actually the fire department. But I noticed that so much this night. I heard sirens. I'm not sure if they were like from the ambulance, firefighters or police, but I heard so many sirens all night and all morning. So it seems like there's a lot of things going on here. Anyway, what I wanted to say is, yeah, we have seen the famous start of this route at the famous end, but I've never actually driven on that route. Maybe one day here on the channel as well. Road trip, Route 66 from Chicago across America to Los Angeles. That would actually be pretty cool, right? And yeah, that is actually then the next spot crossed off our bucket list. And now I'm actually getting hungry, so I think it's time to try, or to actually find, the famous Chicago deep dish pizza and give it a try. And look at that, we have Jollibee here. Shout out to the Philippines. In case you don't know, Jollibee is a burger chain, I would say similar to McDonald's or KFC, from the Philippines. Oh. I actually didn't know, or actually I did know that Jollibee is also in America, but I didn't know that they are also here in Chicago. Okay, what I also notice here once again, we have the sign in English, and on the other side, this is Spanish, I think, same as the sign we saw over there at the Route 66 sign. 2 languages, so I would assume, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I would assume that means that there's also a large Spanish-speaking community here in Chicago. For example, when I was in Los Angeles, there were also so many Spanish-speaking people around, and I literally could hear Spanish all the time when walking around Los Angeles. I haven't heard anyone speaking Spanish here yet, but yeah, because the signs are sometimes in 2 languages, in both languages, that makes me believe that there's also a Spanish-speaking community here. And yeah, overall, I'm getting similar vibes here compared to the Central Park in New York. And overall, I have to say, yeah, Manhattan, in specific Manhattan, has been my favorite place in the US so far. But I have good first impressions here in Chicago. It's less busy here compared to Manhattan. Like, all the major attractions are pretty much in walking distance. So it's a pretty walkable city, at least as a tourist visiting the city center. And I also have the impression so far that the city is cleaner than New York, way cleaner actually. But yeah, I will give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. Okay, so the most famous dish to try here in Chicago, I would say, is the Chicago deep dish pizza, which, to be honest, looks amazing on pictures. So I'm actually quite curious to try it now. And according to my research, this place right here is one of the best places to try it in the city. So yeah, Giordano's, if I pronounce it correctly, is, according to Google, a popular place to try it. So let's check it it out. Oh, it looks busy. I hope there's no waiting time.
Hi, what was your name?
Ken, just one person.
You phoned me, right?
Yeah, okay. Alright, looks like a huge restaurant actually and packed. I mean, this is a weekday. It's around noontime now. Look at the amount of people here. That is insane. How does it work? Somebody will come for ordering?
Yeah, somebody will come to you. They'll take your order, okay?
Okay, thank you. To be honest, I think I've never been in a busier restaurant than this. Is this a good sign or a bad sign? Probably a good sign because that means the restaurant is famous, but maybe a bad sign because the waiting time, so maybe I'm ending up here like an hour or so. Anyway, world famous pizza since 1974. And look at the cheese pool here. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, okay. Let me forget about how busy it looks here and the potential waiting time. I'm actually quite curious now to give it a try. So I think it is an Italian restaurant actually, so they have many different options here, not only the pizza, but yeah, we are here for the stuffed deep dish pizza. And I think I'm going to order the small one because yeah, I also want to try the famous Chicago hot dog later. Okay, and I think I'm going to go with the classical margarita one. And what I also just read here, allow approximately 40 minutes for your stuffed deep dish pizza to bake. Trust us, they are worth the wait. Okay, that sounds very promising. So let's see what the hype is about. You pull it out?
Yeah.
That's the famous cheese pull, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's have a look.
Ready?
Yes, okay. And here we go. Oh, that looks like a lot of cheese. Oh, wow.
That was
Wow.
a good one.
Oh, that looks awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's see if it was worth the waiting time.
Enjoy.
Thank you. All right, waiting time was about 45 minutes now, and that looked like a great cheese pull, right? The pizza also looks, actually quite large. I'm not sure if I can finish the whole pizza, but wow, it looks fantastic, I have to say. When I was younger, during my student time, I ate a lot of frozen pizza. You know, this type of pizza you can just put in the oven yourself, and then 20 minutes later it's finished. And I remember when I was in university in Germany, we had a pizza there called, I think it was called actually American pizza, and that pizza was also way thicker than regular pizzas. Not as thick though as this one right here, but it comes close to it, and that has always been my favorite, so I'm really looking forward to this now. Okay, so first impression, it feels already way heavier than a regular pizza. Let's give it a bite. Wow. Totally different compared to usual pizzas, I would say. Wow, so difficult to actually eat the cheese. And yeah, you immediately taste the difference when you bite into it because you don't really taste dough at all. You basically only taste the cheese, like the actual dough. You can see it, you can't really see it because there's only cheese, but it's very, very thin, and then you have your whole mouth basically just full with cheese. Yeah, cheese and tomato sauce. You don't taste any dough, so let me actually get a bite from the side here, from the crust, so I can taste the dough. The dough is actually pretty nice. Very crispy here on the outside part, but yeah, the main bite, purely cheese and tomato sauce. But wow, this is honestly a great pizza. Let's see how much I can finish, and then I will let you know if I would prefer this over a regular pizza. All right, I was not able to finish the whole pizza, only about half. I have the rest right here. And yeah, let me tell you, it gets heavy pretty fast. To be honest, probably one slice would have been enough for me. Because of all the cheese, it's just so heavy. But nevertheless, that was a very delicious pizza. Definitely worth the try. But I think I would not eat this type of pizza every time. I think I still prefer the regular pizza. And yeah, total price including tip was $37 US. But yeah, now I'm also looking forward to try the famous Chicago style hot dog later. And actually I'm walking in the wrong direction. The next attraction from our list is right over there. Actually, you know what? I don't really need the rest of the pizza, so maybe we can give it away to someone. Alright, would you like pizza? Yeah? It's hot. It's hot, fresh pizza. Okay, yeah? Okay, thank you, have a good day. Alright, and here we have probably the most famous spot in the city in Chicago. A place that the locals call the Bean, as far as I know. I think the official name is actually something else. I think Cloud Gate, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, commonly known as the Bean because of its shape. And yeah, what luck we are having today. Perfect weather conditions for our first day out here in Chicago. It's not too hot neither, so actually comfortable to walk around. And here we are in the center of Chicago. I'm so happy. Oh, I love being in places for the very first time. just the first walk around the city, getting first impressions. I always enjoy that so much, and I hope that feeling and excitement comes across for you as a viewer as well. Ah, you can see the reflection here. That's me in the red jersey and the red t-shirt, and oh, that's actually pretty cool. And to my surprise, you can actually walk underneath it. I was not expecting that, but look at that. Oh, and then we have the reflection up there. That is actually pretty cool. It does look a bit weird though. It makes you almost a bit dizzy when you look into it. Look at that. Wow. And yeah, this indeed seems to be the #1 tourist attraction here in the city. Look how busy it is. And what day is today? Wednesday. Close to 1 p.m. midday.
Wait, are you a YouTuber?
Yes, I am. Do you know me?
Yes, you have a girlfriend who's Filipino?
Indonesian.
Yes,
Oh,
can I take a picture with
Sure,
you?
yeah. Are you from the Philippines?
No, I'm not.
you're not.
A lot of people think I am though.
Are you from here?
No, I'm from Boston. Why are
From
you
Boston?
here?
Just visiting. But I'm going to Boston soon as well.
Really?
Yeah. What should I see in Boston? What's the #1 thing? I haven't done research about Boston yet.
Chinatown, I would say.
Chinatown?
You should go to the Cops line.
Cops line, okay.
Yeah, just think about it.
Okay.
You did the famous barber shop.
I do haircut videos, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
They are very popular, yeah. Especially on TikTok.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was nice meeting
Have a good
you.
day. Bye-bye. Okay, what's also pretty cool here is, so you have of course the famous attraction right here, but then you can sit down there, order some drinks. We have hot dogs here as well. I definitely want to try a Chicago-style hot dog later as well, but now I'm still pretty full. We have lemonade over there and Italian ice. Wow. What a beautiful park in the middle of the city. I think if I would live here, this would be a great place to hang out on the weekends with your friends. But maybe if you're a local, let me know in the comments. Do you actually come here as a local? Because I know if you're a local, you'll probably never visit the famous tourist places of your city. But I like this place. Pretty cool here. One difference I noticed here compared to New York, we have prices here. Many of the food places in Manhattan, like there are actually quite a few street food places in Manhattan and little stalls like this and push carts, but many of them don't have the prices displayed. Oh wow, look at that. They have a free concert going on here. Oh, also the theater here looks very beautiful. I like it. I wonder though what they are doing when the weather is not as good as today, but if the weather is nice, it's a beautiful location here. Wow, actually I want to cross to the other side. Oh, the music sounds lovely. Oh, what a nice day. I'm so happy to be here. Everything is perfect today. The weather is great, the vibes are cool. I have great first impression. We have a live concert here. Okay, this park is actually called Millennium Park, and as you can see here on the map, it's quite large. So here is the Bean, and then this is the concert area over there. And I want to get to the waterfront, which I think should be somewhere here. Hi. I just heard TikTok guy. Yeah. Are you a local?
No.
You know how I can get to the water?
No.
I want to go to the waterfront, so maybe I need to go to the bridge.
Can he take a picture with you guys?
Yeah. Where are you from?
Iowa City.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye. Alright, so I think we need to take this bridge right here. And then over there should be a beautiful waterfront. Because we don't have an ocean here. It's not an ocean front. It's a lake actually. And yeah, Chicago is actually the 3rd largest city in America, in the USA, after New York and Los Angeles. Currently there are close to 3 million people living here in the city. And yeah, judging from my comment section on my America videos last year, I would also say that Chicago is one of the most popular tourist destinations of the country for domestic tourists. Well, I see the water over there, and I saw a hot dog place called Chicago's Best Hot Dogs right at the water over there on Google Maps. But the question is, how do I get there? I think I can actually cross the road over there. But yeah, this was a beautiful park to walk through. Also many families around with children. I think there were also like school trips happening today, so I saw a lot of school groups, but definitely a beautiful park. Very similar vibes, I would say, to the Central Park in Manhattan. Okay, and we made it to the Lake Michigan, and it looks beautiful here, also with the city skyline in the background, the huge skyscrapers all around, so typical America, right? And then, wow, what a beautiful place. If you have a boat here, oh, coming here on the weekends, hanging out on your boat, maybe doing a little trip onto the lake, that would be really cool, I think. And yeah, Lake Michigan, also a place that I well remember from one of my favorite movies when I was younger. Do you know the movies American Pie? In the second American Pie movie, they take a vacation on Lake Michigan. They go to the lake for their summer vacation, and yeah, I really enjoyed the American Pie movies when I was younger. And now I'm here at Lake Michigan that I saw in the movie by myself. Once again, great feeling. I love visiting places that I saw in movies when I grew up. And what I also notice here are cameras in the park. And I well remember when I filmed videos in China before, I always got lots of comments, especially from Western people, complaining about the amount of cameras in China. You probably know in China, like the public spaces, there are cameras everywhere. But I also see cameras here in America at public places, so it's nothing totally uncommon in the rest. But yeah, every time I film a video in China, there are Westerners, especially Westerners in the comments, complaining about the amount of cameras in China. But it's not that different here in the US, at least not here at this park now. Okay, and right here by the lake, I found the hot dog place that I saw before on Google Maps. Let's have a look. Ah yeah, Chicago's best hot dog. Let's find out. Hello, can I get a hot dog here?
Sure.
Do you have a Chicago style hot dog?
We do.
I never tried hot dog in Chicago. What's the difference?
So Chicago style would be like this photo here. Mustard, onion, tomato, relish.
Okay, it looks very different compared to New York hot dog.
That's right. This is Chicago, and you came to the right place for this hot dog.
Yeah, I saw on Google Maps Chicago's best hot dog.
So, my recommendation: try it the Chicago way. If you like onions, tomatoes, you get the full experience.
So, would you say it's better than in New York?
Of course, it's better.
Of course, okay.
They use sauerkraut in New York. We don't use sauerkraut.
Okay. Yeah, then let me get one of these, please.
Anything else for you, sir?
Maybe Sprite Zero, please.
Sprite Zero?
Yeah.
Is that all?
That's all, yeah.
It'll be 1061.
Paying with card? Okay, just tap here.
Yes, go.
Alright, 1061. Oh, and typical America, tip again. Do people tip here?
Sometimes they'll throw it on there, but you know, you're not gonna be
Let me do 15%. Yeah, the tipping culture in America is a huge topic. Especially as a foreigner, I often get confused about it. And yeah, unlike in New York, where many of the street food places don't have their prices displayed, here you can actually see the prices. So the hot dog gets prepared right over there. So you make every single hot dog fresh, right? Yeah. So you heat it up over there, okay. Maybe let me come around here so we can have a look. So you do different types of hot dogs here, not only this one.
Yeah, so we can do any with all the ingredients we have.
So I can customize whatever I want, right? Okay. But well, I'm in Chicago, so I gotta try the original, authentic Chicago style one. So we're having mustard on there, and then this is onions, right?
Yes.
Onions. Are you from Chicago?
I'm not from the city. I live in the suburbs.
Oh, you live in the suburbs, okay. It's my first day here today, my first time in Chicago.
Oh, really? Where are you visiting from?
I'm from Germany.
Oh, from Germany?
Yeah. Oh, well, what's the green thing here?
This is the relish.
Relish, okay. Actually, I don't know
It
what
is
relish
like
is.
cucumbers chopped up.
Yeah, and then this is...
Sports peppers.
Is that spicy?
It is a little bit spicy.
A little bit spicy, okay.
If you don't like spicy, don't take it.
Yeah, I can take it off.
Maybe let's take it off. Yeah, I'm really bad with eating spicy food. So it won't be 100% authentic Chicago style then, but yeah, I can't ruin my stomach on my first day of the trip.
No, of course. Of course.
Did you know that hot dog is originally from Germany actually?
Is it really?
Yeah, but I think many Americans don't know that. Because it's so typical American food nowadays. Alright, what's the powder on there?
It's celery salt.
Celery salt, okay. Alright, thank you very much. That looks lovely. Okay, have a good day. Alright, let's sit down here. Alright, and here we go. My first time trying a hot dog in Chicago. Chicago style, without the spicy peppers though, but let's give it a try. So many different flavors in my mouth, especially these typical pickled flavors, you know, and then the very typical hot dog flavor from the sausage, you know what I mean? The sausage always tastes the same, right? So I think what makes this hot dog special or unique are all these ingredients on top, because they are adding like this unique flavor to it. The sausage itself, it's the same as in other hot dogs, I would say, but the flavors around it, they are very unique here and different. Okay, let me finish this now and then I will give you my final thoughts in comparison especially to the New York hot dog. Alright, and I have to say that was a pretty good meal. And yeah, I would say compared to the New York hot dog, the Chicago style is way more loaded. The New York one is, I would say, more minimalistic. And if you're an American watching this, let me know what is your favorite style of hot dog. For me, I think, to be honest, I prefer the minimalistic version in New York, but this one was also a pretty good one. Okay, I'm walking back through the riverfront area, by the way, which we haven't seen yet. And this is a place, to be honest, in a similar place in New York, I probably would not have felt that safe. but I can tell you, so far I have felt very safe everywhere in the city. Like in New York and also in Los Angeles, there were some areas here and there with some sketchy people around. I also saw a lot of crazy people, especially in Los Angeles and New York, like people being clearly on something, but I haven't seen anything like that here in Chicago so far. Yes, I saw a couple of homeless people here and there, but also not as many as I saw in New York or Los Angeles. It's funny, I think the camera actually makes it look way brighter than it actually is here. It's actually quite dark. Also not sure what's going on down there, but it smells pretty bad around here. But yeah, I think it's just a short, like 3-4 minutes walk, and then over there I'm back on the main road. Okay, how do I leave this place? I think up there should be the main road, but I honestly have no idea. This is like interesting. It's like a 3-story road here, but yeah, you can see that this city is quite old. You see that at a lot of places, by the way. Not saying that is something bad, just saying that here and there it's not that well maintained. But here we are, daylight again. All right, and yeah, as you can see throughout the whole day already, this is one of my favorite feelings about traveling, arriving somewhere for the first time, getting first impressions. But to be honest, it can also be quite stressful or chaotic when you arrive somewhere for the very first time, especially when it's in a country you have never been to before, like getting through immigration, figuring out how to get a SIM card, how to get to your hotel, how to get money. And yeah, after arriving in dozens of countries and cities all around the world, I have learned a lot from these first arrival days, especially from many stressful and chaotic arrival days, which you have seen also in the past here on the channel. And so I put all my experiences together in an ebook, the Can Abroad First Arrival Guide. So if you have an upcoming trip and you want to feel more confident about your first arrival day, feel free to check out that ebook. The link is in the description. Okay, and I am back at the riverfront, actually basically right behind my hotel, which is over there, and it looks lovely here. And we do have a Trump building there. I think actually that's a hotel. I think actually it is from Donald Trump. He has hotels, right? I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think yes. And yeah, let's have a little stroll around the riverfront here. Oh yeah, I can pass through here. Yeah, wow, this seems to be a lovely area, especially to have a little walk. Maybe even more beautiful in the evening, but to be honest with you, I don't think I can make it until evening. I'm pretty exhausted and tired now. Like, it's early afternoon now. I'm awake for over 12 hours already at this point, thanks to my jet lag. But yeah, let's have a little walk. And I think from up there, we can have a very iconic view. And yeah, I can also let you know already that this is only the start of my USA trip. I'm gonna travel in this country for the next few weeks. And actually in a few days, I'm also meeting my mom. She's flying in from Germany. And then I'm gonna be spending the next few weeks traveling with her as well. So a mother-son trip. I'm really excited for that. So feel free to subscribe to the channel to follow the journey. And yeah, we do have bars here, cafes. You can sit right by the riverfront. I think this area pretty much gives me the same impression that I have in general all day here already. It seems to be calmer compared to Manhattan, less people around, it's definitely cleaner, way less homeless people around, no crazy people at all, at least I haven't seen any. So the thing is, I really liked Manhattan because of the vibe there, you know? It's just a vibe to be there, and it's hard to explain. Probably it has to do a lot with seeing Manhattan, seeing New York a lot as a child in movies. Probably if I wouldn't have seen Manhattan so many times as a child growing up, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did because of all these movies. But yeah, Manhattan is a vibe. It's just cool to be there, you know what I mean? But in comparison, everything seems to be a bit more livable here. So I do think that Chicago is maybe the more livable city compared to, I can only judge Manhattan. I haven't seen any other areas of New York yet. But I think I have better impressions here in Chicago than I do had in Manhattan. Alright, also the skyline is pretty beautiful to look at. Not comparable with the Manhattan skyline, but I think that skyline is also really hard to beat. Probably the best skyline in the world. But here, as someone who likes big cities and looking at beautiful skylines, this place is also cool. And yeah, I'm actually going to return to New York City as well in a few days. And that time I'm going to visit another part of the city, so not Manhattan. And like I said, I'm also going to meet my mom. She's flying into New York. So I have a lot of interesting weeks ahead of me here in the USA. And if you want to see my arrival in New York City last year, then feel free to check out the video right here. Go see the world yourself. Take care, and until next time.